Today's video is brought to us by YGWigs.com. They sent us over 3 bundles of their double drawn Burmese curly braiding hair in 20 inches. You're going to get 100 grams in each bundle. Each of them are super full and super thick. We're going to be putting in all 3 bundles today. I didn't experience any shedding when I was prepping it, and if you're really wanting to go for like that vacay, water-kissed, wet and wavy look, this is what you want to go for. Y'all know prep is key for me when it comes to time, and I only used 1 pack of 42-inch braiding hair. I went with 42-inch because her hair was already mid-back length. Of course, the only products I use are from the Braided Beauty collection. A link to the hair and all products used in today's video will be listed in the description box below. For the install, the name of the game is just to get as much hair as you can on each braid. You'll notice that I don't put product on the curly hair at all, even during the prep process. I find that whenever you're adding any product, especially anything that has wax or can cause buildup on the human hair, it's just a recipe for disaster. Once you get all of that product in the hair, the only way to get it out is to shampoo it out. So you'll notice that I'm only putting the product on my thumb and my index finger, and I'm using the rest of my fingers to pull the hair out of the way. Product should only be touching the braid itself. To really get this to look like bundles, I'm going to be adding a curly piece at the end and sealing it off. To do this, I continue braiding as much as I can until I get to the very end. Make sure that you get past the natural hair length. I'm going to separate the synthetic hair from the human hair, and then I'm going to seal it with my heated braid sealer. All I do is press it until the synthetic pieces come off, and then I roll it in between my fingers to mold it down, and there you have it, a sealed end. No glue and no tying. If you don't have one of these, a pencil flat iron that'll go up to 450 degrees will work for this. To also cut down on the time that the client is in the chair, I like to work as I go, row by row. So after I completed a row, I went over the braids a couple of passes with my handheld travel steamer. Whenever you're using synthetic braiding hair, it helps to add a little heat to loosen the braids up and give them that flow. So I like to use the steamer instead of waiting to dip all of the hair at the end, because again, we would have to wait for the hair to dry. After steaming, I went ahead and sprayed the curls with just plain water just to activate them, and look at that, they are just so pretty. I used to turn down requests for these type of braids because I just felt like it was just so overwhelming, but as we've talked about in the past, practice makes perfect. Now that I've done this probably over 100 times, I've gotten my time down to 4 or 5 hours depending on the length. The parting size on this is medium. I have a full step-by-step guide on all of the different parting maps and sizes. Knowing your parting map is also key to getting your time down. And for reference, I did Bora Bora style braids on myself in the last video. I did them waist length, and it took me 5.5 hours to do on myself. Mind you, now I had to stop and prep more hair in between bundles. So again, like I said, practice, practice, practice makes perfect. And once you practice something over and over again, it becomes muscle memory. So you don't even have to spend time thinking about your next move. A lot of people don't realize you spend more time thinking about what you're going to do next than what you're actually doing. A common practice that I have adopted while doing this type of style is not adding too much hair in the back. One, it helps reduce the amount of frizzing and tangling that can happen, because you know the hair touches your hair and your skin more back there, and you know things can happen. But it's not really necessary, especially when you need to put the hair up in styles and whatnot. Although we have a full 3 bundles to work with here, it's still best practice in my opinion to not add too much hair, especially at the root in the back. So I don't even start adding the hair to the root until I get to the top 3 rows of the head, which you'll see a little bit later on. It's also a good rule of thumb if you are running short on hair, so you don't want to use too much hair in the back and then not have enough for the front. I'm not sure why this hair is curlier than most, but for some reason I didn't have any issues with it tangling. So sometimes when I'm working with some hair, like it'll start tangling as I'm working with it. I did not have any issues like that at all. All I had to do was just kind of run my fingers through it, especially after I spritzed it with the water. So I think maintenance on this is going to be fairly easy for her. She's just going to treat it as if she has a sew-in, but she'll be able to access her scalp and treat her hair the way she wants to throughout the duration of this style. I personally like when my hair starts to age and look a little bit older. It looks more natural. So usually clients will go 3 to 4 months in this style. So yeah, that's really the gist of this install. The only thing different I did that I didn't show in the beginning is after I steamed everything and spritzed it down and let the curls activate, I went over it with a little bit of the hair growth oil. It also acts as a serum to lock in moisture. So I just did a little bit of that over the hair itself and it just looked so beautiful and shiny. So yeah, that's really the gist of this video. I'm going to let the rest of this video tutorial play out for you guys who are following along. Special thanks to our sponsors over at YGWigs. Everything you need about this hair will be listed in the description box below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.